The stakes have never been higher. The competition has never been stronger. 35 drivers, 20 rounds. One will be crowned champion. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. You're watching the premier American open wheel series on iRacing. The Lionheart IndyCar series presented by First Medical Equipment starts now.
HyperX is always ready to game. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. From the historic Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's time for the Global Sim Racing Channel's Round 8 coverage of the Lionheart IndyCar Series Season 8 Championship presented by First Medical Equipment. Lionheart has reserved the month of June exclusively for its celebration of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 6 days ago, the festivities kicked off as the Retro Series drivers took to the Brickyards road course in their vintage Lotus 79s, where Sage Karam rolled to an easy win. Karam returns to the same road course today, but this time behind the wheel of a modern Dallara IR18, as the IndyCar Series continues its month of June celebration with the second edition of the Minus 273 Indianapolis Grand Prix. And all the simulated Dallara IR18 action from green flag to the sip of milk streams your way live as it happens right here on the iRacing Esports Network. Peace, good health, and welcome to another GSRC broadcast and the Sim Experience Countdown to Green. Over the next 15 minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to appreciate the Minus 273 Indianapolis Grand Prix. Former real-world IndyCar driver Richie Hearn, joined by yours truly, Bill Soups Zahn, bringing you our bird's-eye view, pushing the sliders and turning the knobs. Today's director, Sean Ambrose, armed with cameras provided by Dougie Beer. Later this month, Lionheart will move to the Oval for 3 more events starting Wednesday, June 24th, with the Dallara IR18s posting qualifying times in the HyperX Indianapolis 500 race for the pole. 24 hours later, Thursday, June 25th, it's the Lotus 79s going to battle in the butt kicker Indy 250. And with the grid filled a few days earlier, the month is capped off with a special Sunday IndyCar affair on June 28th with the full-length HyperX Indianapolis 500. But of course, GSRC and IESN will be there to stream it all your way. But today, it's not the familiar oval. Rather, it's the old version of the road course. Let's take a look.
Welcome to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Though this track is by far more famous for its oval, which has been around for more than 100 years, road racing has become a regular feature thanks to the infield course built at the turn of the century. It has gone through multiple changes since then, but here on iRacing there are 2 road layouts to choose from. Both clock in at just over 2.5 miles, with the moto version including 16 turns and the road version having 13. The bike circuit is far less used on iRacing with its more technical start to the lap, but still runs in the traditional counterclockwise direction. The road circuit, however, runs clockwise and presents a stark contrast between the twisty infield portion and the incredibly fast half that runs on the oval. Passing is often difficult here, but by far the most popular spot is under braking down into turn 1. From there, drivers are taken through a series of corners with little chance to rest between them. However, the exit of turn 11 often proves to be the most critical of the corners, with it leading you back onto the oval. Taking what is usually turn 1 in reverse, drivers build up incredible speeds. This tends to cause slipstream battles to erupt and can often make for close, exciting finishes. Formula One, IMSA, and MotoGP have all taken to the track, but currently IndyCar has become the biggest event the road circuit sees all year. Preceding the traditional practice and qualifying weeks leading to the Indianapolis 500, the Grand Prix of Indy has become one of the more desirable victories to claim. While there is still a proportionally small amount of history built on this version of Indianapolis, it's quickly becoming both a popular and well-used portion of this famous racetrack.
GSRC Chef Pierre's Immersion Special is a post-pit window iconic Indianapolis dessert. Persimmon pudding topped with vanilla ice cream. Almost as sweet is my booth partner, who, by the way, just this week had a 1/24 scale 1996 Richie Hearn Food for Less IndyCar diecast sell for a paltry $14, undervalued on eBay, but not in the hearts of our loyal viewer. Here he is, the one, the only Richie Hearn.
Yeah, I guess maybe if I sign it, it'd be worth $15. But there we are, the track, the old Indy road course layout. I believe this is the one they originally had set up for when Formula One came to Indianapolis. Tough little track. Not a lot of rhythm. One thing I noticed when I did a little practice with these cars is you got to stay off those curbs. If you touch those curbs at all, it really doesn't like it. So interesting track. We had fun in the Lotus 79, but in this car, it's pretty quick. So the biggest thing is just getting that run off that final tight left-hander to get that run onto the main straight, get a little draft in the braking zone into turn one is going to be really tricky. So should be an interesting race. I'm not sure there's going to be a few cars going off track, so we'll keep an eye on that.
You know, Richie, the drivers using those AccuForce steering wheels will do good because remember, the countdown to green is brought to you by the SimExperience AccuForce steering system with the most advanced turning features on the market. The AccuForce Direct Drive is second only to the Real Thing. To check out the entire SimExperience line of products, head over to simexperience.com. Let's head over and look at the points quickly. We got a lot to talk about. Let's go through it. How about Sage Karam? He sits up there still in first place. Now, my dad taught me that there were 4 things to watch out for if you're a sim racer: children, work, school, and romance. Are any of those in Karam's future? Well, only his hairdresser knows for sure. Let's talk a little bit about Andrew Kinsella. He has 3 finishes outside the top 20. Now, assuming he doesn't miss any more races this season, when those 3 drop races are allowed to be washed away, look for Kavakech to be considerably closer in the points. Finally, the one last driver I want to talk about is the driver sitting in 9th position. The bloom is off the rose for rookie phenom Joshua Chin. Once leading in the points, he is now a right-sider in 9th. Let's look at the team championships real quickly. Karam Chin and Damon Martinez are a formidable trio for SKM. I don't know if they're going to be able to be caught. The licorice flavors of Adrenaline Motorsports sit second and third with red over black. And 8-Ball Motorsports is trying to scratch its way back onto a podium spot. One more championship to look at. Before I do that, let me remind you that the Drivers' Championship is presented by HyperX. And, of course, this team championship we just talked about is brought to you by the good folks at Butt Kicker. Richie, who you got for the rookies?
Yeah, for the Butt Kicker Rookie of the Year standings, we still have Joshua Chin up in front. Frazier in second. Nothing's changed there, but we do have Nathan Lewis has moved up 1 spot to third. He's 45 points back. Usually these standings in the last couple of seasons have been a lot closer, so we'll see if they tighten up a little bit. Do have George Sandman moving up from 6th to 5th and Ganji moving from 5th to 6th, so we'll kind of keep an eye on that, but right now it's pretty much Chin and Frazier out front for the Rookie of the Year standings.
Series organizers continue to refuse to enter the name of Tony Kanaan and Mateus was in there, and also our new guy coming in today. We have another one. How about Rubens Barrichello entering the Rookie Championship as the 11-time Formula One winner enters his first Lionheart event, racing in car number 111. Let's go down now and talk about, we're always picking up new viewers here at Lionheart. Let's talk about Lionheart. The Lionheart Racing Series is powered by HyperX and is the premier open-wheel racing league for the on iRacing. It oversees 2 great series, the Lionheart Retro Series presented by DMLC Racing Channel, and features series tonight is the Lionheart IndyCar Series presented by First Medical motorcycle equipment. Both series honors the memory of the late Dan Weldon. And I fooled the director as I called for that overlay coming up. Richie, let's talk about the race details.
Yeah, these series details comes to us thanks to minus 273. Their premier name in karting gloves. Their industry-leading gloves are super lightweight and durable, made of breathable poly spandex. Whether you're a kart or sim racer, minus 273 gives you the control to reach victory lane. For more information on minus 273's full line of gloves and apparel, visit minus273.biz. And don't forget to use the LHRS for 25% off all your orders. And here's your series details. We're working season 8 of the Lionheart IndyCar Series. Round 8 of 20 with 3 driver drops, as you see there, using the Dallara IR18. The setups are fixed, but they have been adjusted to make them a little raceable. And we're working on cash prizes totaling $10,721.
And you talked about those cash and prizes of over $10,000 for the drivers, but I can announce a way for you, the viewer, to win something. And I bet you think Soup is a little bit stewed here, but no, you'd be wrong. HyperX has initiated a viewer giveaway for 2 upcoming broadcasts for HyperX Indy 500 race for the pole. Well, guess what? If you get to guess the fastest qualifying driver, you win a Cloud Alpha S blackout gaming headset. That's valued at $130. Be the closest to guess the top 5 qualifying positions and win an Alloy Elite RGB mechanical gaming keyboard and a Pulsefire Dark gaming mouse and a Fury Ultra RGB mouse pad. That's valued at $293. There's also prizes when we get to the HyperX Indianapolis 500. That's going to be on June 28th. I'll tell you what you got to do. Contestants, all you need to do is tweet in your answers to hashtag HX500. We'll have more information as we get closer to those events, but a good chance for all of you guys to pick up some cool gaming equipment. Let's look at the weather.
Yeah, here we have the weather. It's a nice day here in Indianapolis, 73 air temp, 61% humidity, not too bad. Biggest thing to look at is the track temp, 99 degrees. We'll see if that goes up and down. It's kind of right in that area where it might get a little too hot, but the wind, southwest at 11 miles an hour, so that's going to have a little bit of effect on these cars in certain sections of the track, but not too bad out there for Indianapolis.
Looks like all the drivers. I'm correct on this, director, of all the drivers put in qualifying times, or are we still out there doing that? I'm a little bit on here. Looking at Mateus Lace there. I talked about him as a not entered on the rookie championship. He's had several events. I think this is his 3rd race now with Lionheart. I'll double check that in a minute, make sure that's correct. He's looking to put in a qualifying time. 40 drivers have put in times. Brian Greenlee and Tony Schowen, the only drivers who have not. 42 names on the entry list. 42 names. That's a pretty big field here for this track.
Yeah, it's going to be tight out there. It's a short track, only a minute 11 around, so 42 cars are going to see some lap traffic pretty early on.
Richie, I watched you race this six days ago in the same track when you were racing the Lotus 79. We'll talk a little bit more about how it feels in the Dallara IR18. Let's go ahead and look at the grid. Sage Karam is going to be on the pole. He's going to be inside of Adam Blocker. Richie, who do you got in row 2?
We got Matthias Leiss, who we were just talking about. He's going to start 3rd. Nice starting spot for him. And Josh Chin leading the rookie championship, starting 4th.
Connor Harrington's going to be inside 2-time champion Jake Wright.
Right next to them, or right behind them, will be Arjuna Kankapati, and next to him will be George Sandman.
Stephen Larkamp and Nathan Lewis fill up row 5.
Starting 11th will be Brian Beard. Starting 12th will be Andrew Kinsella.
Taker's other spot is Tyler Groff. It's the Candyman, Dustin Wardlow in 14th.
Starting 15th is going to be Jay Brandt. Right next to him will be Samuel Ryman.
New York fans happy to see Michael Goodman in 17th. He's flanked by Brian Carey.
Rubens Barrichello, newcomer to this league, not a newcomer to racing. He'll start 19th. Right next to him will be Jason Galvin.
Hidden Blackjack, it is Dustin Weaver. He's cited by Damon Martinez.
And behind them will be Mike Rigney in 23rd. Mike Rigney, sorry, Mike. 24th will be James Krahula.
Quarter century mark sees Brian Yazik, Adam Frazier outside of him.
Starting 27th will be Yal Ritter. He's another newcomer. And starting 28th will be Tony Kanaan.
Know that name. Christopher Stouffer in the 29th position with Darren Ganji, another rookie, in 30th.
31st is going to be George Anzaldo, and 32nd will be Scott Holmes.
One of the Hacker Boys, it's Ron in 33rd, flanked by Mark Coe.
35th will be Scotty Johnson, and 36th is going to be Chris Ladini.
Brandon Lincoln and Joe Branch fill up the next row.
Starting 38th, Joe Hasser and Bart Workman will start 40th.
Too many Joes, and the two drivers that did not put in qualifying times, Tony Schowen, and it's not easy being Greenlee, Brian Greenlee down there in the 42nd position, racing in car number 38. A large field as they begin to roll out of pit lane. 42 cars taking the grid, and guess what? We have 4 onboard cameras to talk about. The first one is car number 78. That is the rookie Ajuna. Yes, he can Capati. He's got the HyperX onboard camera. Whatever you play, however you play, HyperX knows we're all gamers. Use promo code Lionheart or LionHRT15 at hyperxgaming.com. Let's look at the number 99. That's Michael Goodman. He's sporting the Turn Racing onboard camera, merging the gap between real and sim racing. Use promo code Lionheart10 at turnracing.com. 42. It's Jason Galvin and his familiar Global Electronics Technology onboard camera. At the counter, on the go, over the internet, over the phone, or at the track, credit card processing and merchant services. Visit them at gettrx.com. Finally, the last one, car number 6, Tyler Groff in the -273 onboard camera. Durable, breathable, lightweight racing gloves. Use promo code LHRS at -273.biz. We got all the business out of the way. Now we can turn to the business of what's going on the track. He has yet to be defeated on a road course, and of course I'm talking about Sage Karam. We've had 3 road courses so far. He's won the first 2. This is the third one that has been twisty.
Yeah, it looks like we already had a problem with Matthias Leiss. He lost his connection. He's joined back in, but he's definitely not going to be starting third. So we'll see if he can get back in and at least jump in the back of the field. Really, as you see all those cars, I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of action going into turn 1. That tightens up so quickly, and it's so wide going in. We are going to have some action, most likely probably from like rows 5 on back, as trying to get through that turn 1-2 complex. And here they come.
It is Indianapolis after all. There's always trouble. Some car not starting. Richie, you're aware of that. Always nervous. Make sure your car fires up for the big event. Coming out of corner number 13. It's corner number 1 on the oval. It's raced in reverse. Sage Karam is in control. We're all gamers, and HyperX knows how to game. Competition, commitment, excitement. This is Lionheart. It is indeed Sage Karam taking a fast line down into corner number 1. Adam Blocker tucks in behind. Harrington right there.
Yeah, look at that gaggle of cars trying to get through that section. So far, doing a really good job. Everybody's staying it clean. I thought there'd be a little bit of action as far as contact, but nice job from the whole field getting through that first couple complex of turns.
42 go in, 42 come out, but they're not done yet. They go through the left-hander now. They still continue to race. Now the big looping, sweeping corner number 6. Sage Karam has already cleared. They start the single file. They head down into corner number 8 for the first time. Blocker chasing, trying to follow the 2-time road course winner, Harrington in 3rd, Chin and Ajuna Kinkapati in 5th.
Yeah, so far Sage Karam kind of pulling out a little bit of gap on Adam Blocker. This is where he needs that gap as they come onto Indy Oval 1, and you can really pick up that draft, and you can see Adam Blocker kind of creeping up to him. Not going to be able to make a pass, but he's going to be able to stay in touch.
Just to give you an idea of how far they are spread out, they are single file, and the last car in the train has just got out onto the oval right now. Meanwhile, Karam heads down into corner number 1. It will not be long until they get to lap traffic, and there will be plenty of it.
Yeah, everybody's kind of single filed out. I did see Rubens Barrichello try to make a move on basically Jason Galvin, pulled back out, didn't stuff it in there, and that's a good job. And it's all stacking up behind Jason Galvin at the minute, sitting in the 15th position. Everybody else kind of single file.
Bakersfield boy is being very excitable right now. Let's take a look as he is being chased by 11-time Formula One winner, Ruben Spiricello. That is intimidating. What I have noticed, though, that these Lionheart guys, they take no prisoners. They don't care about reputation. They'll race you hard, no matter who you are.
Oh yeah, these guys. I mean, I've run with these guys for a little while, and they don't mess around. So it doesn't matter who you are. If you don't put in the practice time and work on your craft, you're not going to be up there. So even though they run 15th, Jason and Rubens, everybody's really good in this field.
Little trouble for Jay Brandt on that lap as he loses the position. Might have picked the slowdown penalty up. As we now are working on lap number 3. Let's take this opportunity, if the drivers behave, to go ahead and look at the race analysis. How far do we have to go? How far can we go? Bring that up. It's a 2-stopper. We're going 48 laps. The farthest we can go, let's say 20. Even if they stretch it to 21, they still have to stop twice. And then you can see the incident penalties down there. It could happen. Nice battle going on for what would be 7th position. George Sandman under attack from Stefan Larkamp. Pulling away from them is Jake Wright. Go, Richie.
I was going to say, you can see how hard it is to pass here. It's all pretty much single file. I don't think we're going to see much action until we get a little bit of wear on those tires. But, man, there's a string of cars right now. Sage Scarum and those guys in the front are going to catch up to the lead back pretty quickly.
Let's go to 3rd real quick. This is Harrington with Joshua Chinham. I thought Chin might make a chance. You see Chin right behind the dark blue car there of Harrington. He doesn't do it, but look, now we ride on board with Chin working the wheel as they work now through. This is quarter number 4, the right-hander.
Yeah, you can see how he got on that curve, and then he had to make a little correction. The car does not like being accelerated off those curves. It really spins that inside tire, makes the car really loose, so you got to be really precise in how you're placing the car through these corners. I thought Chin was going to make a move, but he decided better of it. Maybe try again next lap.
I guess you could force one going into 7th, but Richie, the passing zone into 1, that is so juicy. It's hard to really force something. If you know you're close, you just get them there, right?
Yeah, I mean, the braking zone is so short. It's going to be easy to try to outbrake somebody, but then you just lock up the front tires and you're just going to slide on through, and the guy's going to, just kind of crisscross you. So you got to be pretty much there to make that pass. You can't just dive bomb somebody and hope for the best.
We'll jump back a little bit to 10th position where it's a little more active. This battle involves Brian Beard. Just ahead of him is Stefan Larkamp. Have a catch. Andrew Kinsella sitting 2nd in the points. I'm telling you, he's coming, and he's a legitimate chance for the championship when they start washing away some of his bad results. Tyler Graff back there as well in 12th. This is a good opportunity as we ride on board with a car number 26. You can look at the 3 cars ahead of him. Immediately up is Andrew Kinsella, then Brian Beard, and then Stefan Larkamp. Larkamp might be the cork in the bottle.
Yeah, we got another little battle there with Tony Kanaan back in 30th. Started 28th, back in 30th, but he's got George Zanzaldo and Ron Hacker all over the back of him. I'm sure they're kind of excited to be there with him. But nobody's able to make too many moves.
Let's check in on Tony, see how he's doing. TK racing in the familiar 7-Eleven colors. I love it. Not showing up on our screen.
Yeah, I think he's got some like a special paint job here, just for this race here. But it looks actually quite plain. So maybe he lost his sponsors. Maybe they lost his sponsorship a little bit. Now he's just an independent.
Nap to TK. You know what's interesting? I was watching practice. I saw it earlier in practice, so maybe there's an issue that we've lost the paints. Nevertheless, he's Tony Kanaan. He can be invisible. You still know who he is. Let's check back in on 3rd place. This is Harrington Harrington, remember we saw him under attack from Chin. Let's stay on this a minute. They go through 11. They'll come out here onto the oval. Let's see if Chin makes an attack. Richie, full throttle all through here, right?
Oh, yeah. Once you make that right-hander, it's full throttle all the way up. You're in 6th gear, right about where they're at right now, and then it's just about picking up the draft. Sage Karam not pulling away like he normally does, so he's got Adam Blocker right behind him, and then right behind them is the battle we're watching with Connor Harrington. Josh Chin not quite close enough to make that pass, but he's hanging in there. I think this is going to come down to just kind of not making any mistakes and see who can do the undercut and the pit stops.
Richie, I want to talk a little bit about the new build. These are fixed setups. They are adjusted fixed setups, but you can't do much with them. But iRacing now lets you play around with some of the toys.
Yeah, they finally let you play around with like the weight jacker on the ovals, obviously, and some of the other tools, and that's going to help some of these guys adjust, because sometimes your driving style just doesn't blend with the setup, and being able to have a few little extra toys to play with to kind of massage it a little bit, it's going to help. I think it's going to play a bigger part on the ovals than the road course, but it's definitely going to make everybody a little happier.
But the one thing that might come into play, I do think you get to play around with the fuel mix. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, but honestly, the fuel mix doesn't really do much. The best way to save fuel is just to lift and coast. Sometimes trying to run that fuel mixture, unless they've made some adjustments that I don't know, it almost slows you down too much. So I think most of these guys is just kind of just doing it with their foot on the throttle.
Especially the race today where the window is really big. It's really not a fuel savings event here. There shouldn't be an issue at all. Look how clean we have been. We have only lost one driver. That is Matthias Laced, who was late to the grid. And I don't think he actually entered. So that's really not a driver who had an attrition problem. 41 drivers took the grid. 41 are still racing. Tony Schowen, the last in line.
Yeah, Matthias Laced never was able to get back onto the client there, and so he's basically out of the race. He is a non-starter. It's too bad because he qualified 3rd.
As they say, that Schowen comes in for a pit stop. Might actually be in the window. He might be trying something fancy here. If he can go 20 laps at a time, that might get you there as he pits on lap number 8.
Right now, not a lot of action going on, but the battles are tight. That 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th battle is pretty tight. They're not able close enough to make a pass, but that Connor Harrington, Joshua Chin, Josh is there, but he's just not able to tighten up the gap enough to get that braking done into turn 1. But he's keeping Connor Harrington on it. So one slip up and he's going to lose that position. I just saw earlier that Jonah Kankapati has set the fastest lap of the race, and he's sitting in 5th. So nice job to him so far, and everybody's doing a good job. Nice clean race so far.
That beautiful Indiana sky, puffy clouds out there. You know what, Richie? In the retro race, it was really Sage Karam was cooking with hot fish grease. He kind of ran away with it. Not the case today. Blocker doing a good job sticking with him, and surprisingly, Harrington and Chin also. We have 4 cars close enough where one little mistake can cost you not only 1, maybe 2, 3, 4 positions.
Yeah, in the retro race, he just kind of took off and left everybody in the dust. But here he's only got about an 8/10 second gap over Adam Blocker, so they're all running pretty similar.
Let's look at Josh Chin. He spun as we're talking. Car number 93. He was in 4th position right behind Harrington. There he is. He brings the car out. Not sure if he hit anything. He drifts the car a little bit, gets the left sides on the grass, and I think he just lost it.
Ooh, yeah, he just kind of lost it. And really close to getting T-boned by the car. I don't know who that was behind him, but he just about T-boned him. And there you go. One little mistake. He's going to lose about 10 or 12 spots. So that's kind of what we have to worry. This track is very, very difficult to drive as the groove is very narrow. So these guys are going to have to be on their focus.
I believe that was Arjuna Kinkapati, the rookie driver who almost got into the other rookie driver. Now we look at this battle. This is Stefan Larkamp.
Oh, we got some contact between them. They're all 3 wide. Man, look at that mess right there. Now we're starting to see some action.
That's Graf moving ahead of Larkamp. Watching back there is the Candyman, number 9, Dustin Wardlow. fourth in line, Jay Brandt. Great racing going on back here. They're not that far away from Andrew Kinsella, who races in 8th. He is up 4 spots. Nice job for Havakech. Qualified in 12th.
Yeah, those guys really got tangled up with each other. No harm, no foul, but it kind of mixed the group up a little bit. Stephen Larkamp, he was in the middle of that sandwich for a little bit, but doing a good job holding on to that 10th position. Started 9th and 10th, but he's having to fight for that. He's got Dustin Wardlow, who ran well in the retro race as well. He's right behind him. Jay Brandt hanging in there. Jason Galvin. Oh, Jason Galvin's going to spin coming off of turn 1. He's going to get that thing, lose a bunch of spots. There he goes. There's on the screen. And this corner is really tricky. You come in a little hot and you want to get back on the gas right away. He kind of bounces over that curb. And like I said earlier, the car does not want to be accelerating off those curbs. And that's what's going to happen. No contact, but he's going to continue on. A couple spots lost.
Update you a little bit on pit stops. We talked about Tony Shallen. Thought maybe he was making an early stop. That was not the case. He did not come out. Samuel Ryman has made a stop, though. This might be one of those reverse things from Ryman that he likes to do. He comes in early, and he's back out racing now in 39th.
Yeah, sometimes if you're in a bunch of traffic and you feel like they're holding you up and you can't get by, you might be better off pitting, getting some clear track, make up that track time, and undercut them, basically.
Okay, that's Graf taking the defensive line on the outside of Stefan Larkamp. They are side by side going into corner number 1. The preferred position for Graf. He's able to fend off the attack from Larkamp. They lose a lot of time. That allows Dustin Wardlow and Jay Brandt to pick up a bit.
You can see he's quite. Side line's kind of lost his his momentum. Now he's got Stefan Larkamp, Dustin Wardlow, Jay Brandt, Brian Beard, all these guys stacking up behind Tyler Graf.
You look at car number 26. That is Tyler Graf. He's had a nice run, up 4 spots, started in 13th, racing in 9th right now. He's got about a tick under 2 seconds to get to Kinsella. Kinsella has visions of grandeur here. Can we look at car number 41 in 8th position? Because he is coming. He's got, now this is a lap car of Scott Holmes he's going to go around, but he's going to pick up a little bit of a draft. Kinsella is coming. Let's see how far he's got to go to get to George Sandman. The interval 2.3 seconds. You can see it on the tower on screen left there. Why don't you fans keep an eye on that? Watch as we'll see Havakech close in on Sandman. Boy, look at that. It's even closer than what I talked about.
And then right behind them, they have that battle we were watching earlier. Tyler Graf had doing everything he can to hold Stefan Larkamp, but he's got Dustin Wardlow. There's a whole train of cars here battling for that 9th spot. It's a lot of work for Tyler to hold those guys off, so he's probably hoping for those pit stops to come pretty soon.
Most of the front runners, in fact, everybody has yet to make a stop other than the drivers we mentioned. I think Samuel Ryman is the only one who might be doing something sneaky. Maybe Scott Holmes as well has taken a stop. Let's quickly put the camera, because this is important, on car number 27, Jake Wright in 5th position. He's racing all by himself out there right now, singing an Eric Carmen tune, but about 3 seconds up to Ken Capatti, about 2 seconds back to Nathan Lewis, but his friends and family, I know his nephew Jakey is asking, Uncle Jake, has iRacing passed you by? You're just not doing as well. Well, Jakey, don't worry about your uncle. He's doing just fine, sitting in 5th position right now.
Yeah,
shaking off the rust.
I was just going to point out Nathan Lewis with Joshua Chin spinning out and falling all the way back to, where is he at? 15th now. That's going to be good, big deal for the championship and the Rookie of the Years, because he's been making a move and Josh is not doing so well. So he's going to have to make some moves, some points, or some positions to keep that lead in the Rookie of the Year standings.
Ken Kabaddi, very impressive early on, then kind of faded away. Look at this battle we're looking at now. Look at that low Dougie Beard camera angle. I love that as they come right below us. That is a nice battle indeed. Out in front, Sage Karam, but only by half a second.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to pull out like he normally does. Normally he's really good at the opening stint, kind of gets a gap and then runs his own race. But Adam Blocker is definitely keeping him honest. And it was 0.8 of a second earlier, and now it's 0.6 of a second. So Adam's doing a good job kind of closing up on those used tires. We do have pit stops coming up soon. Some guys are deciding to pit. Brian Beard is just pitted. We'll kind of keep an eye on the leaders when they pit. And here comes, there's Brian Beard right there. Let him do a stop. Nicely done.
Coming in on lap 15. Pretty much breaking this into even stints. Tires will be free, right, Rich? I mean, free as far as time to take them. You don't have to wait for them to get on, right? There we go. Richie's back. We miss you a little bit, Richie. Go ahead, talk about tires.
Saying tires are free, so it takes longer to fuel it up, so always take tires.
Our leader coming across. Let's follow this battle for a while. Sage Karam under attack from the familiar blue machine of Adam Blocker. I was talking with Blocker between a couple of the races earlier. I'm colorblind. He says he has trouble seeing colors as well. He says that blue color that he uses on his car is one that he can see easily. So I'm with you. I like it, Adam. Let's keep it on there. It's tradition. And right now, seeing a whole lot of it is Sage Karam in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, Adam Blocker's really closed up. It was 0.8 of a second, then 0.6 of a second. Now it's 0.3 of a second. So, it's 0.5 of a second now, back as they get on the straight, kind of yo-yos back and forth. But he's also got Connor Harrington right there.
Let's stay on it. Oh, this is Brian Greenlee taking an interesting way of getting off the track there as he basically parks it in the Indiana Alfalfa. Greenlee calls it a day. And the Candyman has had an issue. We'll see if we can find it. I don't see it. Our director has found it. Let's look at it live. We'll watch it with you. Oh, no. Stay off the wall. Nope.
Yeah, unfortunately, just got on the gas a little too hard and spun it up and nosed it into the tires or the guardrail there. Now you can see he's got massive damage. He's going to be able to come in and fix that, so he needs to take his pit stop now.
Joshua Chin, who had that spin earlier, he's making a stop. The leaders of all the cars who have pitted right now, it looks like it's Brian Beard, but he was well behind the order. I'm not sure if he's really going to be a factor to do an early peel, late reveal. We watch Karam, Blocker, and Harrington. The fourth car you see back there, that's the rookie Ajuna Kinkapati doing his very best to hang with those guys and doing a good job of it. Watch the interval between Kinkapati and Wright in fifth position. It continues to stretch. Jakey doing all he can to get up there. It would love to see Jakey get a win.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and look. Yeah. Go ahead, Richie.
I'm going to say Rubens Barrichello doing a great job. Started 19th all the way up to 12th. He's kind of found his groove here a little bit, and he's starting to catch the group in front of him. Closing in on Jay Brandt for 11th position. So nice move for him. It does take a little bit if you don't, to get used to how these cars drive, especially with a fixed setup. You got to sometimes adjust your own driving style, and it looks like he's starting to figure that out.
A lot of that maybe as he works around Brandon Limpkeman, who's a lap down. Some of that picked up position may be a little bit of a faux stat there, as a lot of cars are pitting right now. Rubens is having a long run. More drivers coming in. Brian Yazik in this, Lanini, Cone, Ganji.
Yeah, a lot of guys looking to pit about now on lap 18. I'm kind of watching the leaders right now. See, basically Sage is going to be the leader of this, and looks like Sage is going to come in right now. Adam Blocker is going to stay out. Sage is coming in. So we'll see if he can undercut him. And looks like everybody behind Sage is going to stay out too, second, third, and fourth. So we'll see how that's out.
The problem will be lap traffic. Richie, do you think the laps will be faster on fresh tires, or will the cold tires and heavy fuel will that make Karam slower on his outlap?
It just depends on how good he is. You know, sometimes it's better and sometimes it's worse. I did see somebody spinning there going into the pit lane. I didn't know who that was. But it really comes down to just coming out and clean track. If you come out with lap traffic in front of you, you're screwed. If you can come out and clean track, then he's going to be looking pretty good.
Let's go to Blocker real quick. Car number 1. You know, his parents didn't name him Sage for nothing. He is definitely wise, because look at the traffic that Adam Blocker has found himself in. Yeah, Karam said, I want out of this. This is not good for Blocker.
And that's probably what Sage saw, that traffic coming up. And this is really going to hurt Adam Blocker. Even just a couple of tenths is going to make a difference. And it looks like Adam Blocker's coming in right now.
So is Harrington, Kabaddi.
Yep. So okay.
Karam racing in 10th position right now. Working his way around. There will be another set of pit stops. As we look at this battle with Yazik involved.
Yeah, it looks like Adam Blocker is he's just in his box right now. Sage Karam is coming down the front stretch.
Yep. Let's go back up to the leader.
It's going to be tight.
Here goes Sage across the line.
Oh, he's easily going to get him here. He's going to go by him right there in turn 1. Basically end up right where we started.
Before the pit stop, it was Karam, Blocker, Harrington, and Ken Kabaddi. Ken Kabaddi's in the grass. Car number 78 was in 4th position. I don't think he's going to lose a spot. All it does is bring him a little closer to Jake Wright. Cold tires, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Really cold tires. There's no tire warmers on these things, so just gets on the gas a little bit too early, half spins it through the grass. Doesn't lose a spot, but it's definitely going to tighten up with the guys behind him. He's going to lose that grip with the group he had in front.
So we talked about Jake Wright. There's another spot for him to pick up as he races in 5th position. With all the pit stops done, let's take this opportunity to walk you through the grid a little bit. Let everyone catch their breath to show you what's going on. Our leader, it's Sage Karam. He did not lead the entire way. Blocker did get credit with leading a lap, but he's out in front right now. Adam Blocker racing in 2nd, being chased closely by Connor Harrington. This is pretty much how these guys have raced the entire event, but we're only into lap 21, not even to the halfway point yet. Then it's a long way back. And sure enough, Jake Wright has made the pass on Ken Kabaddi. They are side by side. The dark car is Ken Kabaddi. The white car is Wright. And the rookie wants the spot back from the veteran, and he gets it. Let's move right back into 5th position. We'll stay on this for a little bit as they come up with the lap car of Joe Branch. Branch does a good job of making that car skinny as he puts it off into the sand here in Indiana. Don't have to go that far, Joe. All right, let's drop back now, director to 6th position, car number 06. This is George Sandman, under attack by Andrew Kinsella. Kinsella started in 12th, has picked up 5 spots, and has more in sight as he closes in on Sandman. We'll talk about the top 10. Let's go back to Josh Chin, car number 93. He had that spin earlier, trying to make up for that. He's got himself a little bit of a gap before we get back to Nathan Lewis, who also had a spin, who's ahead of Tyler Graff in 10th. And Richie, that Tyler Graff, that battle there with Larkamp, that's still going on.
Yeah, those guys are still battling pretty hard. But, man, just all those groups you just talked about with Sandman and Kinsella. Here comes Kinsella. He's going to try to get a run. He's going to get a run on Sandman. There you go, on screen. He's going to get the draft. Sandman's going to try to make him go around the outside. You can make this work because the next corner is going to be yours. You just got to be able to carry that momentum in. Breaks deep, goes around the outside. Give that spot to Andrew Kinsella.
Until he made that mistake. Now, you can't fall asleep with Sandman. I'm not sure if George got a little bit loose or if Andrew got a little bit cranky. Let's see. Boy, it looked like George just kind of got offline and maybe got on the binders more than Andrew thought.
Yeah, it looks like, it looks like George was kind of breaking where he normally does, and Andrew just kind of washed out into him. just kind of a minor contact there, but it's definitely going to damage George's car, and they're going to keep going. But here comes Josh Chin. He's going to get around George Sandman as well.
So Sandman drops to 8th. Chin vultures that spot up in 7th. And Kinsella now in 6th. And yeah, I think the Sandman not feeling well right now. You know, the competition is, hey, we talked about it. Look at that. When he came in for his pit stop, his crew slapped on the right pit paint on him there as he's racing in that 7-Eleven car. That a boy.
Yeah, it looks like the sponsors re-signed right there on the spot and put that back on there. So Tony's doing a good job. Not an easy deal here, man. He doesn't. He's still new at this game. As far as real life experience, he's not. But being on the sim, it's still new. So he's doing a good job against these guys. Started 28th up to 22nd, holding his own, and he'll get better and better as we get going.
Tell me how true that we play it here at GSRC. If I could have my way, I would just watch Tony Kanaan race the 14 all the way around. I am beside myself. Broadcasting with Richie Hearn is a dream enough, and then I have TK in a race that we're doing it. And now Baricello as well. It's frightening what's going on here. Let's look at P10. This thing will not stop. This is Larkamp. Now, Larkamp has to be careful because Brian Beard is right behind him.
This whole battle has been going on for a while. Tyler Groff has had 4 or 5 cars behind him most of the time. He's got Stephen Larkamp and Brian Beard breathing down his back. So Tyler's doing a good job not buckling under the pressure, but still holding on to that 10th spot.
Let's stay on it because here comes the passing zone. I don't think Larkamp's going to get there. Stefan has to be careful that Brian doesn't snake him here into the first corner. They're all going to behave as they come down in here. Little peek from us. Spoke a little too soon, didn't I?
Yeah, he took a little look there, got close, but now Brian Beard's got Jay Brandt all over the back of him. So it's a nice little battle. Nathan Lewis is up in front of this, but not in part of this. But it's really Tyler, Larkamp, Beard, and Brandt battling for that 10th spot.
We've been jumping around a lot, and we have to go to a break pretty soon. But let's stay on this battle for a little bit. And let's just watch some racing here at Indy as they go through 7 now, get out onto the straight. Just not enough time to make an attempt down here. But what was interesting is Larkamp was thinking about going on Graff, and while that was going on, Beard said, maybe I'll try to pick up that 11th spot on you. Let's stay with them as they come out onto the oval. Watch what kind of racing line Tyler Graff goes here as they come. Boy, it's hard for me to say corner number 13. It's corner number 13. Look at the run from Larkamp. Graff knows he is a sitting duck. He's weaving like a drunken sailor, trying to pin Larkamp down to the inside. Careful, boys, they might have touched. Now Graff moves over to get a wire line into the corner. Meanwhile, he is there first as Larkamp. Now he's into the grass. They touch again. They bang. They get it straightened out. Now get into the mix. Another country heard from. It's the country of Brian Beard. Meanwhile, up in front, Larkamp continues to battle with Graff. Graff, you got to give it up. Tyler says, I guess I will, Soup. He settles into 11th position. Larkamp now up into 10th. Beard watching from 12th. And getting in there is Jay Brandt in 13th. And with that battle settled up, what we're going to do right now is take a short break. In this break between the pit stops, we're going to show you some of our sponsors. Don't go far. We'll be back. You're watching IESN and GSRC. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the iRacing IndyCar Series, round number 8 from Indianapolis. We are working lap number 28. Our leader is Sage Karam. He just worked his way around 2-lap cars of Ron Hacker and Mark Cohn. He has Adam Blocker chasing him. Blocker has been on his tail the entire race. One more pit stop to come.
Yeah, and right before we went to that break, I also saw Josh Chin pass Andrew Kinsella. He's back up to 6th. Was in 3rd, and after his early mistake, he's moving his way back up, chasing down Jake Wright here. Oh, no! On screen, I just cursed him right there. He got a little wild off that corner, and Tank slapped it into the tire barrier, and he had to take a tow, so he's not happy about that. Sorry, Josh. I was just kind of watching your progress, and as we jump on board, you can see he gets on the gas, gonna snap left, right, boom, that's it, and he tows it. That's going to have a lot of implications in the rookie standings because he was in the and Nathan Lewis is doing pretty good in 9th, and Adam Frazier, he's right in the middle of the pack in 19th, but that's going to tighten that up going into the next race at Indy 500.
We're on Nathan right now. The top rookie is Kim Capatti sitting in 4th. Nathan, though, having a good run. And there's the number 78 machine of Juna Yes You Can Capatti. Racing that Hyper X car, onboard camera. If you missed the opening, I recommend that you go back and rewind to where we're talking about the race details. I had information about prizes that you, the viewer, can win. We're not going to talk about it during the race, but you want to rewind, find out about it. HyperX giving away some great prizes for you, the viewer, to have. Great run from Ajuna right now, sitting in 4th, up 3 spots from where he gridded. This is fun. Let's stay on him here as he's working on. Is that Harrington or is that a lap car in front of him? That is Bart Workman that he's after. There, he gets around Workman. Workman goes a lap down now. Well, he's been a lap down. He goes a lap down to Kingdom Patty.
Yeah, but it's going back to Tony Kanaan, and Frazier's right in front of him, and right behind them is Yao Ritter. He's a newcomer, another Brazilian newcomer to this group. I was just watching Yao almost take that position with Tony. Tony's doing a good job working his way up from 28th to 19th. And working on getting up to Adam Frazier there. He's picking up the draft at Indy Turn 1, coming down the front straightaway, and nicely done so far. Going to our other rookie driver, Rubens Barrichello, and he's sitting in 26th, last car on the lead lap. So he's he's hanging in there, just getting used to this whole sim thing.
All you soldiers in Soup's clipboard army, I want you to mark down the name of Samuel Ryman. He was in 17th. He just came in, took a second pit stop. He was just ahead of Tony Kanaan. He felt the pressure of the reputation of TK, an Indy 500 winner behind him. He said, I'm coming in, taking my final stop, get out of the way. I can go all the way from here. And he rolls out. Watch for him to be inside the top 15 when this thing is all said and done. Started well down the order. Look at this mess that we're on right now. Now this is Ryman. Now remember, he's made his final stop. He's on cold tires. I think he can get him warmed up. His car's a little heavier. These guys will all have to go in for a stop. So Sam, they won't be there for a while. In fact, if you want to surrender those spots, don't worry, they'll be out of your way soon enough.
Yeah, it takes about 3/4 of a lap to get those tires up to speed. So he's just got to hang in there. Don't want to give up that many spots because he's got the positioning on the track. So if they do pit, he's going to stay out in front of them. So just hang in there, Sam, and you'll get spots here.
What you have, the car directly behind him, that is Ken Capatti racing in 4th position. Then Scotty Johnson, Cone, and Hacker. Now that's for spots back there as they continue to race for 26th. It's Ken Capatti who would like to get around. The gap back to Jake Wright, almost 4 seconds.
Sorry, my bad. I thought that was position, but here comes Ken Capatti. He's going to go by Sam. Looks like Sam's going to let him go. But I thought that was for position. But yeah, Sam's better off letting him go, kind of pick up his draft. He really just has to worry about gapping the guys that he was racing with, so that when we do come out of the pits, he can already make that pass without doing it on the track.
Been a very clean event so far.
Yeah, it's been very clean. This track is not easy, so these guys are doing a great job with their focus and their skills. Up front, we haven't really missed anything. Sage Cam's still leading. He's still got about an 8/10 second gap. Well, it's out a second now up to Adam Blocker. Adam was keeping him honest. They have kind of gapped out Connor Harrington a little bit there. They got about 6-second gap on him, so it's really a 2-car battle. Arjuna Kankapati doing a good job up to 4th spot, our top rookie. So he's doing a good job hanging in there. And what about your Jake Wright there, Soup?
Definitely having a nice run as he continues back in 5th position. A driver we haven't looked at much is Michael Goodman. He's racing in 12th. Drop back to 13th position. Car number 79. This one's heating up. This is the Candyman chasing Brian Carey. This is for 13th position. Jay Brandt watching on in the popcorn position. I got a feeling that Wardlow's going to make a move here. He's about 4 car lengths back right now. He's in the tow. Started in 18th, looking to pick up one more. Now he's 3 car lengths back. He's going to be a little too far back unless he wants to kamikaze you down there. 2 car lengths, 1 car length, half the car length. He spries, he tries, and Carey denies.
Yeah, that's a tough go at that because you really have to. If you brake too hard, you're just going to wash right into the other guy. So he's better off lifting a little bit early and trying again. But right behind him, who is that right behind Wardlow? That's Jay Brandt just hanging in there looking to pick up the pieces if these guys do slip up.
Great racing going on back there. We're going to look at the driver in 4th place. This is Arjuna Kinkapati. He's our spotlighted driver. Let's look at his profile here. Hasn't been around that much, only 6 races. Doesn't have a win yet, doesn't have a pole yet. He's got that 1 top 5 and a top 10. He's got 3 of those. He is in the rookie championship. You can see his best finish was at Barber of 5th place. Good race today. Still in the hunt for that rookie championship with Chin having big trouble. We talked about Jake Wright. It's time for him to come in for his 2nd stop. Coming in, pitting on lap 34.
Yeah, it's a good pit stop for Sam, man. He's going to be able to get that front wing changed. You might have to sit there for a couple of seconds, but you can fix it and get going again. Really, it's just about the leaders. We got Sage Cameron and Adam Blocker. They're staying out for another lap. Looks like Adam Blocker's just going to shadow Sage Cameron, maybe try to undercut him once again. If he doesn't get that traffic, we might be able to see that happen. Here goes Ryan Yazik, Justin Weaver coming in.
Wright cycles out in 14th position. He's the top driver who can go the distance from here.
There's Rubens Barrichello coming out for his 2nd stop.
Let's see how Rubens files out into traffic. He'll have to get used to the cold tires. He comes out just ahead of Samuel Ryman. Now, Barrichello, though, is in 30. And he spins it. Boy, Soup knew about the... You got to listen to me, Rubens. I got to admit, when he spins, he does it gracefully.
When in doubt, throttle out, right?
So the car...
I've practiced that many times.
The car that got around him was Sam Ryman. He is in 21st. Watch him to pick up more as other cars pit in front of him. Big names coming in now. Have a catch. Larkamp.
Blocker's going to come in. Sage is going to stay out. So Blocker's going to try a different way. He's trying to make a shorter pit stop or a quicker pit stop and try to undercut him that way. But as soon as Sage stayed out, Blocker pulled back in. There he is. Blocker's coming to the pit lane. Sage going into turn 1.
Harrington as well. What will be fun to pick up, I don't think he'll get there, is car number 27, Jake Wright. Wright was racing in 4th position behind these guys. He is well just getting to corner number 8 right now. Not sure he's going to get there. Actually, Ken Capatti would be the one. Has Ken Capatti made his second stop yet? Let me check. I believe he has.
Now, right now, Sage Karam is in traffic, just like Adam Blocker had earlier. So we'll see if Adam Blocker can get that clean stop. He's coming out of the pit lane right now. Looks like he's going to come out clean. I'm sure Sage is going to come in this next lap. He's coming around those last couple of corners. It's going to be tight.
As we look at the drivers ahead now, Harrington comes out well ahead of Ken Capatti. Blocker picks up a ton of spots on Harrington. Karen coming in. Blocker had a great stop. Either that or Harrington had a horrible stop. Did Adam do enough to do the undercut on Karam? We'll find out. Long, long pit road here at Indy.
All right, Sage Karam still coming to his box. Adam Blocker is basically coming on to Indy turn 1.
This looks good.
This is going to be tight. This is going to be really tight. Adam Blocker's coming down the front straightaway, full speed ahead. Sage Karam off the blocks, coming out. But the pit lane speed limiter goes down. Oh, he's going to beat him easily. He's going to get him pretty good here.
Karam is out. Here comes Blocker with nice warm tires. Karam, no fear, though, as he has a good, almost a 2-second cushion on Blocker. It won't be wire to wire for Sage, but close to it. Harrington in 3rd.
I was going to say, one thing that Sage is really good at is those cold tires. It doesn't matter what car he's driving. That's where he puts up his advantage at the starts of the race.
Now, Michael Goodman with the Turn Racing onboard camera is in 5th position. This is a little bit of a fake spot, though, as he still needs to make his spot, make his stop, as does Damon Martinez racing in 4th. Ken Capatti was in 4th position before the stops. He's in 6th right now, but he'll vulture those two from the drivers I just talked about coming in for their pit stop. We're going to go down here to, guess we're going to look at Yal Ritter. And
right
Tony
behind him.
Not, oh, Tony.
Yeah, he's right behind him. He got on the gas a little too hard and spun out. No contact, but he's going to get going again. But he's definitely going to get passed by at least Samuel Ryman.
Yeah, he felt the pressure of Sam Ryman. Sammy, your reputation did the job.
Yeah, right behind him is Rubens Barrichello. These guys are buddies outside of this, so I'm sure it's Tony Kanaan that got him involved, and probably not too happy to see him right behind him. But these guys are going to battle it out right to the end.
Indeed.
Rubens Barrichello trying to get the power down. There's another tricky spot right there as you click that curve a little too much, and the car's going to spin out on you. But come on to the Indy part of the track and full speed ahead.
Indeed, it was Kanaan who made the call into the series organizers and said, I know this guy, Rubens Barrichello. You interested in having him race? They found a spot for him. Great racing as those guys racing in 20th and 21st. Remember George Sandman? Well, I'm sorry, we're not. Let me jump to 10th position here. Sorry, director. As I will get there. There we go. We're looking at Nathan Lewis being hounded by Brian Beard. Look ahead at Nathan Lewis from the vantage point of Brian Beard. Beard is an, oh, Richie, I think Nathan Lewis is a sitting duck. They pull alongside, side by side, the preferred position. To Beard, he has a half a car length lead going into corner number 1. A little shallower entry, but he gets it woed up, and they get that pass made nice and clean. Move Brian up into 9th. Nathan Lewis in 10th as they work lap number 39.
Yeah, I want to go back and correct ourselves a little bit. Tony Kanaan sitting in 19th. Actually, Rubens Barrichello is a lap down in 32nd, so that wasn't a battle. But they are buddies, and Tony Kanaan definitely didn't want to let him get by. Rubens is hanging in there.
I guarantee it's a battle between them right now, at least in their minds.
Right now, it's Tony Kanaan and Adam Frazier, another rookie, battling right behind him. I'm sure he's pretty excited to be battling with Tony Kanaan. That's got to be fun.
Let's go to 12th director. I hate to do it to you, jump you around a little bit. We haven't talked much about Michael Goodman. He is having a great race, up 10 spots in 7th, started in 17th. He's not out of the woods, though. He's got Damon Martinez behind him, looking to pick up the spot. Martinez also having a nice run from 22nd to 13th. At first glance, I think Goodman may have the pace to stay ahead of Martinez. We'll keep an eye on that one. The draft brings them a little closer together. I've been watching it. Goodman a little faster through the technical section.
Yeah, and right in front of these guys, got to give a shout out to Andrew Kinsella from 12th up to 5th. He's right in front of Jake Wright. Jake Wright is putting a lot of heat on him. Jake started 6th in 6th, but man, Andrew Kinsella's done a good job in this race. Not notoriously a good qualifier, but a great racer, and he's proving that once again, getting himself up into that 5th position.
And Kinsella ran down Wright. Wright was sitting in 5th. Kinsella's been climbing little by little through the field. Don't know if he has enough to find a podium, as he's got a few seconds to get up to Connor Harrington, but nice run from Havaketch.
Yeah, he might be able to catch Capati. He's only just about half the straightaway ahead. But definitely Andrew's finding his groove in this race here.
Another driver quickly to talk about, car number 26 in 8th position. He's kind of all by himself out there. It's Tyler Grant racing with the minus 273 onboard camera. I want to talk a little bit about minus 273. It's the premier name in karting gloves. Their industry-leading gloves are super lightweight and durable, made of breathable polyester spandex. Whether you're a kart or a sim racer, minus 273 gives you the control to reach victory lane. For more information, go to minus 273 to see their full line of products. Cut that a little short as I heard an engine blow up while I was doing it. Not sure where it belongs, but I guess we're okay. Not sure what that was. You know, we were talking about those minus 273 gloves, and Richie has a pair of them. My Uncle Vinny is a notorious second-story man, a cat burglar. He swears by them. Great for not only racing, but they also hide your fingerprints, and they are so sensitive that you can actually, hear the tumblers fall, feel the tumblers fall on the wall safe. So keep that in mind. They are multi-purpose gloves. Let's go to Sage Karam, a couple. Well, a current real-world driver and a former real-world driver. As Sage Karam runs up on the back of the... I'm going to take a shot of the color. Fluorescent blue machine of Rubens Barrichello. How'd I do on that one?
Yeah, no matter what, I'm sure Sage is liking that. He's lapping a very successful Formula One driver, and there he goes. He's going to go around him. Sage doing a good job. He's kind of got this race in hand now. He's got 1.6 seconds on Adam Blocker. It was down to a half a second at one point, but all Sage has to do is... Ooh, he's got a lot of traffic in front of him, though. Look at that. Oh, no! He just got some contact. He just... What just happened right there? Oh, he's got... And here goes Blocker around him. Sage has got damage. He's missing his front wing, or his left front wing. And he's going to have to hang on to it. He's going to try his best to get around Blocker. Blocker's... Once he gets onto the straightaway here, Blocker's going to take off. Oh, man. Sage does not want to give it up, and Blocker just needs to take advantage of this once they get on the straightaway. But who was that they got contact with?
It was Brandon Limpkeman, and the car to watch it from, we'll want to do a couple onboard cameras here. The one, we may want to see it from Sage's perspective, and then from Ruben Barrichello's perspective as well.
Yeah, let's wait till we get on the straightaway here. As Adam Blocker is in the draft, he should be able to easily get around him, but Sage is hanging on for dear life right now. He had an easy go. There's only 6 laps to go, but here goes Adam. Oh, Sage is, oh, come on. That's a little dirty. A little bit dirty, but
tried to block it. Actually, I think Karam actually put it in the wall, and now they get to the scene of the crime here from the earlier incident. We're going to stay here for a minute. I hope we don't lose our bookmark that we can go back and look at this one, but this is too good to look at. Blocker now working all over the back of Karam.
Yeah, unfortunately, Karam can't slow down like he normally could because he's missing some front downforce. So Adam Blocker kind of ran into the back of him. I'm sure Adam Blocker's not too excited about the way he drove him down the front straightaway, and now he's going to get by. Oh, no! Oh!
He spins it, and he'll have time to catch it. And he gets collected.
It gets collected and barrel rolls. His race is over. It's going to give it back to Sage Karam. He is not going to be happy about that one bit. Boy, this
Rubens
really opened up.
It was Rubens who got him.
Well, he was already spinning right there, and then Rubens had nowhere to go right there. Rubens hit him, and somebody hit Rubens, and wow, that really changed quickly.
I don't know how much we're going to be able to go back and look at. There is that's Barrichello in the pits. All right, we're gonna look at the incident with Sage. I believe this might be the first one that involved as he gets in the back of Limpkeman. Yes, it is.
Yeah, you can see he's coming in. He's got a lot of traffic and just kind of runs into the back.
Watch him go right underneath of the bouncing Limpkeman. He clears that one, and there's Rubens Barrichello, who's going to get into the mix here in a second. Watch this one as you'll get a great view. Watch Karam go underneath that car. Whee! Abby, you're lucky Sage isn't any taller than he was, or he'd be a little shorter than he is.
All right, Sage is still in the lead with that missing left front wing, but Connor Harrington is only 2.4 seconds behind. Got 4 laps to go. He's definitely losing some speed. I don't know if Connor's fast enough to catch him, but I'm sure Blocker's not very excited or happy about how that all turned out. He had the opportunity to win the race and kind of got forced into a position that probably shouldn't have happened, but it's the way it plays out. So, wow, we went from kind of a lead-follow race to all of a sudden everything blowing up.
3 to go. I'm not sure if Karam has the pace to stay ahead of Harrington. This is why you never give up. Connor's been out there racing all by himself, doing every lap the fastest he can. He's going to need every inch, every second to get to Sage Karam. Oh, yeah. Look at the gap. It's shrinking, and it's shrinking quick.
It is shrinking, but he's got some lap cars in between him, so he's going to have to get by those guys really quick. 3 laps to go. The key is how will Sage play it when he gets there? If he can just get a nice little run on Sage, he's going to go by him pretty easily, but Sage is not going to make it easy on him.
If he tries to do it on the straight, of course, Adam Blocker tried to do it on the straight as well and had trouble doing it. As Blocker would attest, the hardest part of passing Karam is after you catch it, like milking a rooster. The hard part starts after you catch it. And here comes Harrington now. The gap under a second.
He's got time to catch him.
2 laps to go.
Yeah, he definitely has time to catch him, but catching him and getting by him is 2 different things. And there he is right in front of him. There's nobody in between them. Unfortunately, Sage cannot slow the car down very well, so he's going to lose time in all those braking zones, plus the downforce. And here we go. Battle for the lead with 2 to go.
If Harrington wants to do it in the draft, he has to do it this time by, because the next time by, he'll only have half a straightaway to get it done. He is now a car length back. He
needs to get it done basically soon.
Yeah.
So He's only got a lap and a half, and Sage is not going to make it easy. So if he just kind of just stay patient right here, don't get too close, get that run. Sage can only do so much at that point, so got to get that run right here. And there he goes.
He's about 5 car lengths back. Richie, do you think Karam's car is damaged with straight line speed, or is it only in the corner? Well, we'll find out.
No, it's both. He's missing the left front wing. So all he has to do is go to the left. He's going to outbrake him. So just outbrake him. It's all or nothing. Right here. Well, not going to be able to do it.
Boy, Karam took it in deep, and Harrington didn't pressure. You know, Connor maybe doesn't realize how injured Karam is. This is the white flag. Connor, if you're going to do it, now's the time. This is the scene of the crime from the earlier incident that when Blocker made the mistake. Let's see what Harrington can do. He looks to the right. He looks to the left, working both sides of the street like a drunken mailman. Connor Harrington gets a little bit loose out of 7. Now they're down the back straight. Look at Karam pull away. It's an 8-car length lead. Running out of time. Running out of track.
Yeah, he kind of did a good job on that run on that last straightaway. This is going to be it. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. You can see the damage on the rear wing. Oh, Sage gets in the grass. He's going to lose some momentum. Come on, Connor Harrington. You got to get right in that draft. He's going to just be able to go around the outside.
It's the longer way around, but the blue car has momentum. He has got there. Let's give the win to Connor Harrington as he steals it on the last lap from Sage Karam. Ajuna Kinkapati will take the final podium spot. Andrew Kinsella comes across in 4th. Former champion Jake Wright gets a top 5. Let's look at Graff and Beard as they battle. Graff is in 7th position. He's got quite a distance ahead. Let's jump back and look at a battle here. Maybe Brian Carey. Let's jump in on Carey as he tries to run down Damon Martinez. Carey, car number 79. Not sure if he's going to get there. Looks like Martinez is going to come across in 11th. Carey will get 12th. Don't think we have any other battles. 18 cars finish on the lead lap. Samuel Ryman will get 17th, and the last car on the lead lap, let's go ahead and give him one last piece of screen time. Car number 14. Go out and get yourself a Slurpee, boys and girls. It's the Tony Kanaan car, finishing the last car on the lead lap in 18th. The racing is over here at Indy, but our broadcast is far from done. We'll take a short break. We'll come back and run down the entire finishing order before we go to the post-race show. Don't go far. Back in a minute. Welcome back to the minus 273 Indianapolis Grand Prix here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. You know, the Lionheart Racing Series is powered by HyperX. And when you're trying to claw your way to the top of the podium, it pays to have an ultra-comfortable, high-quality headset that gives you the audio information you need to grab the checkered flag. For high-powered DRAM and SSDs, outstanding microphones, accurate mice, responsive keyboards, to their legendary cloud line of gaming headsets, HyperX makes the gaming gear you need to succeed. Casual or pro, no matter your creed, color, or culture, we're all gamers, and HyperX is always ready to game. Use promo code LionHRT15 at hyperxgaming.com. And don't forget to go back and watch the pre-race show when Soup talked about the prizes that you can win in the upcoming broadcast here on the Global Sim Racing Channel, courtesy of HyperX. All right, let's go to the finishing order. This is brought to you by Turn Racing. And at the top of the order, well, it was Connor Harrington. He led for maybe, 400 yards, if I'm being generous on that. Connor Harrington gets the win. Sage Karam in second. Junikin Kapati, top rookie finisher, in third. Andrew Havakech Kinsella goes from 12th to 4th. Former champion Jake Wright raced about 5th position the whole race, and that's where he comes home. George Sandman had an up-and-down battle. He comes home in 6th ahead of Tyler Graff. Brian Beard, good finish in 8th position. Michael Goodman and Nathan Lewis round out the top 10. Richie?
Yeah, coming home in 11th is Damon Martinez. We didn't really mention him much, but man, 22nd to 11th, nice job. Right behind him is Brian Carey, Dustin Wardlow in 13th. Stephen Larkamp battling all night, started 9th, come home 14th. Yal Ritter, newcomer to the series, good job to him, 27th to 15th. Jay Brandt in 16th. Samuel Ryman tried to work that early pit stop, started 16th, ended up 17th. Tony Kanaan, last car in the lead lap. Nice job to him, 28th to 18th. Covered him a little bit. Chris Stouffer, first car lap down in 19th. And Mike Rigney coming home 20th.
Hitting blackjack, it's Brian Yazig with Adam Frazier in the double deck spot. Chris Lanini, very sleepy performance from him in 23rd, one lap down. Scotty Johnson in 24th. The Watchman, Mark Cohn in the quarter century mark. Justin Weaver, did not talk much about him. 2 laps down. Ron Hacker next to him. George Anzaldo. Adam Blocker had a chance for the win. The racing gods sometimes are not fair, as he's going to have to settle for a 29th spot, 5 laps behind the leader. Rubens Barrichello in the 30th spot with Brandon Limkeman and Bart Workman in 32nd. Josh Chin in 33rd. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Richie. Take it from 34th. I got a little carried away.
All right. Joe Branch, no problem. 34th. James Krahula, 35th. None of these guys finished the race, exited early. Joe Hazard, 36th. Jason Calvin, 37th. Darren Ganji, not a great night for him, finishes 38th. Brian Greenlee, 39th. Scott Holmes, 40th. Tony Schowen, 41st. I don't think he started the race. And Matthias Leiss, unfortunately, qualified 3rd. Could not get his connection working, and he's going to finish 42nd.
And those standings that Soup forgot how to announce were brought to you thanks to Turn Racing. They're merging the gap between real and sim racing. Use promo code Lionheart10 at turnracing.com. And now let's head over to the Sim Experience Victory Lane, and we'll talk to our race winner. It was Connor Harrington. Connor, you can probably hold your breath longer than you actually led the race.
I'm in shock. I don't know what happened. I don't know if am I dreaming? I can't believe we won a road course race in the Lionheart series. Just a crazy finish to the race. We lost the front 2 there at the beginning with the unforced error after the pit stop, and I was kind of just out riding in no man's land, and just things happen. It's the mystery of the universe. I can't believe it.
I'll be honest with you. I thought your chances of the win went away on the final time down into corner number 1 when you were side by side with Karam, but you didn't force the issue. I go, he's not going to have time to get it done, but you were able to get it.
Yeah, it was a crazy finish there. I had coming to 2 to go. I had 2 push to passes left, so I used the first one coming to the white, and then we used the last one off the final corner there, and I was able to drag race around Sage. I think Sage had been pressing the push to pass down the short backstretch and the front stretch, trying to keep up and have some pace. And I think he just ran out of presses. I don't think, I was on the wrong side to make a move into turn one there on the white flag lap. So I knew the only place I was going to be able to get him would be coming around Indy turn one. And I just, I can't believe, I don't even know how much we won by. I didn't even look. I'm just in shock. This is just wild.
So how aware of you are the situation of the guys in front of you? I'll tell you right now, I don't know if you knew it. Karam had a little bit of damage. Is that something you knew, or did you just, how much did you know?
Yeah, we knew. I mean, I drove by Blocker sitting on his lid. So I knew something was going on, and I looked up in front, and Sage had gone from like 8 or 9 seconds ahead to only like 2 or 3. So I asked my engineer if he had gotten involved in a dust up, and he had. He said he was missing a whole front wing, and he had a bent rear wing. So at that point, it was time to probably drive the 4 best laps I can at that point and try to catch up there and get the win.
Lionheart never fails to entertain. Connor, congratulations on the win. You've had him before. This is another one you can add to the list. Good job.
Yep. Thank you, Richie and Soup. Thank you to HyperX for all they do for their support for the series. Really excited to get the month of June kicked off. Also, thank you to my team, TQ Engineering and NHR Esports. Thank you to our sponsors, Alcantech Simulation, Cranfield Simulation, and Nyman Racing. Without them, we can't do what we do. And, it's great. What a thrill, truly. So thank you, guys.
Good job. Connor Harrington, the driver who gets to celebrate in the Sim Experience Victory Lane. To help you get there, check out the Sim Experience AccuForce steering system. It is the most advanced turning feature on the market. The AccuForce Direct Drive is second only to the real thing. See the entire Sim Experience line of products at simexperience.com. Richie, who you got?
Well, we got our second place finisher here, Sage, and I'm sure he's not too excited. Sage, man, you ran a pretty much flawless race till about 6 laps to go, and it all kind of fell apart. Really just kind of give us a rundown of what happened on those last couple of laps for you.
Yeah, I mean, quite unfortunate. We had a great race going. There was lap traffic in front. There was a damaged car, and didn't really know which way they were going to be going. I don't even know who they were, but I went to go past the first car. It looked like they left the lane for me low, and then it it diminished, and I had nowhere to go except into the back of them. Lost the front wing, and then was pretty much in survival mode. And then me and Adam got into it on the front straight. I mean, I don't know. He says I blocked him. I was just coming off the corner. I was gradually coming down to the inside. I thought he would know that it's pretty much a no-brainer. I would, block the inside, but he chose to try and stay in the gap there, and I ended up hitting the wall, bent the toe, and basically like 2 seconds a lap slower, and tried to hold on as long as I could. I only had 2 push to passes. Had to use 1 on the last lap to keep Connor behind, and then I knew I was going to lose coming to the line. I just tried to back him up a little bit to get a good run off, and I actually got too good of a run off that I actually dropped a wheel. But I don't think it would have mattered. He was on the button. I had nothing left. So I think if I had 1 more push to pass, we would have been able to stay out front.
Yeah, he did mention that he saved 1 for that last run, and then you dropped those wheels coming onto the straightaway. And we thought he kind of lost his chance on the lap before, but obviously we don't have privy to how many push to passes everybody has, so we don't know what's going on. And man, that was a crazy race though. Like I know, Adam's gonna, maybe be a little salty about what went on, but you were in survival mode at that point, and then all of a sudden lap traffic, everything got in the way, and sometimes that's just kind of the way it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, this was a tough race. It was just like one of those tracks that was like really momentum based, and traffic was a big deal. I mean, the race was a lot closer than I wanted it to be. When I raced retro here last week, I was able to break the draft on the first lap, and that was kind of the plan this week, and I wasn't able to do that. So I kept Adam in the race for as long as till everything went bad, unfortunately. And right at the end there, I was able after that last stop to get a good bit of distance between me and him. I think about 2 seconds. And I think that's why I was trying to get through the lap traffic, because I just didn't want to have to deal with, the draft or anything with the last few laps. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad that he ran, him and me had contact. I mean, it wasn't intentional. I mean, I was trying to get down to the bottom off the corner, the slow gap, gap was closing slowly. I thought he would have popped high, but he tried to stay in it. I wasn't going to move, obviously. And then, yeah, he spun. I mean, he would have won if he didn't self-spin, but it's just racing. That's what it is. Tough track, but still happy to get second place. Given the circumstances. My rear wing was junked, my front wing was gone, toe was gone. So, I mean, still okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, you still finished second, and it'll be good for you in the points to kind of make up for some of the bad races you had earlier on or missed races. And yeah, we'll see. Next race is going to be the Indy 500.
Yeah, I was wanting to get the win here just because real racing starting up. I don't know, what races I'll miss and stuff. So, I'm trying to build the points lead as far as I can. But yeah, I go down to Charlotte to go on the Chevy Sim, getting ready for the month. Not the month of May. Sorry, getting ready for Indy and everything. And that's actually on the day that we have qualifying for this next race, the 500. So I fly back that night and I'll jump into the sim and attempt to qualify.
I'm sure you'll do just fine.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for joining us, and good luck in obviously the real racing coming up, and we'll see you back on here soon.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
I think I speak for everybody where I enjoy that Sage is racing with us, but I hope that he has to miss a lot of Lionheart races so that he gets to race some real world racing. I know his schedule was going to be a little busier until the virus got him, so hopefully he'll get a few more rides booked for him this season. We get to talk to our spotlighted driver. His nickname is Yes He Can. It was all should maybe Yes He Did as we talked to Ajuna. Yes He Can Capatti, a third place finish. Your best result ever in Lionheart. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's surprising because to be honest, it's the race that I've done the least preparation for. So I came in with lower expectations than some of the previous races. But yeah, capitalized on some of the mistakes, and I just wish I hadn't had that little mistake at the pit exit on that first time around, so that I didn't could have maybe tried to be in the battle for the lead there. That would have been fun.
It was indeed. You got a little old school Battlestar Galactica going on there with your voice, but I think it's good enough. We can go ahead and continue this. I'm trying to get you figured out, Arjuna. My guess is you like road courses better than ovals. Am I thinking right on that?
Yeah, for sure. When I joined Powerslide and Adrenaline Motorsports in January, I came over from a predominantly road racing and endurance racing background, so really enjoy the road races, but it's always fun to learn on the ovals, and now that we've got the addition of the tools as well, I think it'll be even more exciting to go to some of the ovals, and it's the big one, the 500, so yeah, should be good.
Well, congratulations on the podium finish today. I would not be surprised if you picked yourself up a win before this season is over.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, let me ask Lauren Green here. Do we have another interview, Lauren, or are we done? We're gonna go ahead. Richie, who you got?
We got looks like we have Tyler Groff. And Tyler Groff, man, we covered you a little bit. Well, not just a little bit, a lot in the race. You were in heavy battles the whole time. Just give us a little rundown how it went out there.
Yeah, that was the toughest seventh place that kind of got gifted to me at the end there. I think I battled for. I think I broke a couple fingers today on my left hand, so any corner where I had to pinch that wrist, it just I was ready for the race to be over essentially. But yeah, all the guys that were around us, Larkamp, Beard, I forget who else, Lewis, everybody raced. Raced really well. There's a lot of give and take. I know Larkamp and I banged wheels a little bit, but it was just good hard racing, and yeah.
Yeah, I know you. Like I said, we covered you quite a bit, and you had a lot of pressure going on the whole race. Started 13th up to 7th. It looked like it was kind of difficult to really make any moves out there.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3 spots to pass on this track if you're lucky. If there's more than 2 cars in a draft, and you're the third car in it, you're not going to make a pass at all because then they got the toe in front of you. You kind of had to surprise them a little bit. You kind of had to bully your way around a little bit, but like I said, the give and take was pretty good. So if somebody kind of bullied their way through, it didn't seem like it was an issue when you'd pass them back and maybe be a little bit late on the brakes or late with the sticking the nose in.
Yeah, well, we had that minus 273 camera on you quite a bit. Was it able? Did you have to manage your push to passes? Because it's quite a long race and you only get so many, and those were key probably.
Yeah, I think I used actually I was stuck in pretty heavy traffic for like the first 10 laps, so I didn't have to use any then. As soon as Andrew and I broke away a little bit, I used them just to manage the gap, and then I had him up until the last lap. So it was definitely managing them, but it wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be yesterday for sure.
Nice. Well, thanks for joining us, Tyler. Good job coming home into that top 10, and we will see you for the Indy 500 coming up next.
Yeah, thank you. Just like to thank the Dan Weldon Foundation and minus 273 for being on the card this week.
Awesome. There you go, Soup. Tyler Graff, our 7th place finisher.
That's going to do it for us here, but let me tell you about the people who have made this possible. How about First Medical Equipment? They've been the source of medical supplies and equipment in the Burlington, Iowa area for years because of their superior commitment to provide the absolute best in product quality and customer service. How about HyperX? Whatever you play, however you play, HyperX knows we're all gamers. Use promo code LionHRT15 at hyperxgaming.com. Sim Experience, second only to the real thing, simexperience.com. Butt Kicker, bring more realism and immersion to your session. Use promo code LION2020 at thebuttkicker.com. To contact any of the sponsors you see on screen, go to LionheartRacingSeries.com. The original music for every GSRC broadcast, courtesy of June Lalonde. See the screen for contact information. On screen now are some of the upcoming, some of the companies and equipment and software that we use to stream cyberspace into your place. The Lionheart IndyCar Series returns June 24th for a very special event. It is the HyperX Indianapolis 500 race for the pole. It is not a race. It is qualifying, and we'll see who gets that pole position. GSRC and ISN will be there to bring you all the action. We hope that you join us. If you'd like more information about GSRC, here's what you do. GlobalSimRacingChannel.com, Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel, Twitter at GSR Channel, Instagram at GSRC_Graham, and of course, real timing and scoring at GSRC.TV. If you're not already a GSRC subscriber, head over to our YouTube page and hit that subscribe button. Looking for some great 4th of July gift? Go check out our GSRC merchandise store at gsrc.storenv.com. Sadly, our GSRC custom-made fireworks have sold out, but there's still lots of good items to choose from. Finally, on behalf of the crew, that would be Richie, Sean, and Dougie, I'd like to thank all of you for watching, as it was Connor Harrington picking up another win here in the minus 273 Indianapolis Grand Prix. With that said, we're off to have fun. What are we doing? We're storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.